Our research question was, to what extent is plastic unhealthy for the environment and what can we do? Did you know that every year over 100,000 sea mammals, over 1 million seabirds, and over 4.6 million people die from pollution? It's a lot of unnecessary death from a problem that we can easily solve. This graph here shows the increase in plastic production over the years. It started to increase drastically mainly in the 1940s during World War II, which correlates with this graph here, which shows the increase in plastic pollution, which you can also see is around the 1940s, 1950s. Like I said, it started mainly during the war because there was a short supply of natural supplies and manufacturers saw plastic as an easy solution. But then after the war, they continued to use plastic for household things such as straws, plates, cups, because it was disposable and a way to save time. But it can actually take 450 years to dispose of a piece of plastic or more, which is something most people don't know. Plastic can also have a bunch of disruptive effects that threaten wildlife and disturb natural food chains, such as the one over here. People are the cause of the suffering of animals and even the extinction of some species. This food chain goes from plant to worm, to turtle to eagle, but say the turtle wants to die because of plastic, then the eagle would have no food and would either die or have to go to a different food chain for a food source, which would disrupt that one, and then so on. Margaret Thatcher, the former Prime Minister of Britain, said that put in its bluntest form, the main threat to our environment is more and more people and their activities. When she said this, she meant deforestation and pollution and even burning fossil fuels. She realized that there was a problem in the world and that it needed to be changed, and that it could be changed if we could try. This map here shows a couple different things. So it shows the world's total, like who contributes to pollution, and the top 3 contributors. So China at 30% of the world's total, the US not too far behind at 15% of the world's total, and then India at 7%. And then the 2 most polluted oceans are the Pacific and Atlantic. A national park in Utah, Zion National Park, actually had the idea of banning plastic water bottles. Not necessarily bringing them into the park, but then the actual sale of them, like in their stores, they're like little shops. But critics say that there's no point to banning water bottles because people can A, bring their own, and then B, like shops also sell other drinks still in plastic bottles, such as unhealthy drinks like soda or juices. But what these critics don't know is that so far the park has saved 60,000 water bottles, which is equal to 5,000 pounds of waste, and it may not seem like a huge idea right now, at least they're taking a step in the right direction. My first solution is to use alternate options such as bamboo or metal, but there are a few limitations. It's actually less hygienic to continue to reuse things like this for cups and straws. It's not bendable, so straws, you wouldn't have that struggle, you'd be able to bend it. But the implication would be that it would help cut down on the pollution of plastic, and it could save the environment. The second one is video games, which is actually the idea of Jane McDonald. She thinks that we could create video games based on real world problems, and then gamers can solve the problems and we can apply it to real life. A limitation, though, is that people think they can't apply virtual things to the real world. Gamers don't have the confidence necessarily to apply their ideas, good or bad, to the world, and so that's the problem with that. But then the implication is that we can come up with multiple solutions to real world problems, and we can come at problems from different angles and maybe get better solutions to help other people.
Okay, couple questions for you. The first question is, how valid and reliable are the sources you've used, and how do you know, and which sources didn't work?
So there were a few sources that didn't work, but it wasn't necessarily based on reliability. It was because it didn't fit in with what I had to go with. But the stimulus sources were actually something we used the most because, like Jane McDonald, she's a well-known gamer, and Margaret Thatcher was former prime minister. And so what I kept based on what they said, I thought that those were pretty reliable.
Okay. And then your second question would be, what additional questions emerged from your research, and why are these questions important?
So I didn't understand, like, why, my question was, like, why weren't people, like, seeing problems, why weren't people actually trying to do something to change these problems, like the animals, like, becoming extinct and stuff like that. I didn't recognize.
And then why is that important?
Yeah. So, it's important because I think maybe, people don't understand enough about the topic, and if they did, they would be doing more. I mean, maybe not, but
Hopefully, right?
yeah.
Okay.